Hello everyone, my name is Florence Ede. I am making this video today because I want to keep a record of my journey. I've gone through a lot. I have seen a lot within these so many years of my existence in life. My story is a very long one, and I don't hope to tell my story in a day. I'm going to take my time and tell my story, but I will be breaking it down and I will continue telling this story. This video in particular today is being made because after the experiences I have gone through in life, I decided to seek counseling. I knew I needed therapy. I knew I needed a therapist. I know very well that I can go through everything trying to get myself healed, but at the same time, I know I can achieve my aim with more assistance. I took this decision some time ago, but I never kept to it. After my kids' daddy abandoned me and the kids here in America over 4 years ago, I've been through so much. I have been through a lot of pains. I cried on the road, I cried in the church, I cried in the bus, I cried everywhere. Literally, I just find myself crying. I discovered that I, who used to be a strong woman, has become so weak. I lost my confidence. I asked a lot of questions. I asked what went wrong. I tried to find help for myself. Overnight, I discovered I couldn't even talk to nobody no more. I became so reserved. I saw myself as a loser. I saw myself as a woman who has been defeated, having been abandoned with 6 children. I went through much, went through a lot. I never gave up anyway. I kept fighting, I kept pushing. But along the line, I knew I needed nothing but help. And today, I had my first therapy section. I had my first therapy intake where I have to tell my story. Telling my story today make me feel relieved. But at the same time, I cried all through the therapy. I cried because I had to tell my story from childhood. I told my story from how my dad abandoned me. He abandoned his children. He was not there for us when we were growing. And as a result of that, I took that decision to get married as early as age 14. I met this man already and I was like, I gotta get married and go since my dad was not there. And between age 18 and 19, I was married. In this marriage, I saw a lot. saw a lot. I took the pains, I took the blessings, I took the hurt, I took the everything, everything. I was so scared to even talk about my pains with anyone, not even my family members. I have to keep putting up that everything was perfect and everything was good. I could go through everything, cry alone, console myself, put myself together, and go out again to fight. I am one woman who believes so much in marriage and never believe in ending my marriage for any reason. Finding myself on the streets of America, crying every day, at night, in the morning, in the afternoon. Became the strongest and the hardest thing I could ever go through in my life. I try to be strong for my children. Most times when I'm faced with the pains, I just lock myself inside and cry. And after all of that, I just take my bed and I come out and I smile with my kids. Because I never wanted my kids to be affected any day. As they are the only reason for which I live. I never thought I could find myself in this kind of situation. If someone have told me that in the dream, I will not believe it. I will not accept it. I know the marriage have been like every other one that have ups and downs. But I never knew too that my kid's daddy would be able to take his bag and walk away from the children. 6 children. In the midst of immigration crisis, he walked away. Not because we were having any fight. He left because, according to him, he needed to go to do his primary assignment, which was the ministry, and all he was all about was about the political office. He needed to go stand election, that was all. That was all. Against all odds, against the advice of the lawyer, against the advice of friends, against the advice of well-wishers, against the advice of his wife and his children. He went ahead and bought ticket and traveled. Knowing the implication, he still left. Because according to him, he needed to be in the ministry and be a district superintendent. So his father would die a happy man. That his father was calling and crying every day. And that his people were perishing back home. And the only way he could save them was to go and stand the election and win. That was the only reason why he left 6 children and a wife in America and decided to travel. That brought me to a place where I had some kind of flashback. My dad did something similar years back when he would never be available for his family in the name of work. Then I thought I was getting married to a pastor, that this one gonna be different from my dad. Then same thing happening again. Not being there for his wife and his children. This got me to a place of worry. Got me to a place of pain. I did everything within my best to cover up, to act as if everything was perfect and good. But it got to a point I couldn't hold it no more. People say, oh, if you go for therapy, oh, they're gonna take your kids away from you because they will say you are getting depressed and all of that. So I have to put in with all the pains, and I have to put myself together because I didn't want to lose any of my kids to the government. I work so hard making sure my kids are happy. I do everything within my best as a good mom for my kids. But at this point of my life, I think I need some healing. And I'm so happy that on this very day, I've decided to get for myself a therapist. And I have started my journey. I am trusting God that at the end of this therapy section, I'm going to be a better me. I'll be updating every step I'm taking on this journey. I will be updating it here. Just because I want you to follow me on my journey. I'm doing a book where I'm recording everything too, but at the same time, every therapy section I have, I'll be bringing my journey here. I lost a dear friend because, well, I'll tell of that story next time. Thank you.